All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we have a comparison between two balls that have been highly requested to be compared, the Storm Nova and the Proton PhysiX. So if you guys like this video and you want to see more comparisons, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Then if you like this jersey, go to coolbake.com, Napoles 10, get you 10% off your entire order. And then down below in the description, there's gonna be a link where you can order a Nova or a Proton PhysiX. That is the best way to help support the channel. There's also be a link to my Discord, which is free, and my Patreon, where you can get additional services that are paid for. Okay, so the Nova and the Proton PhysiX are probably the two strongest balls that are offered in the Storm lineup. So today we're gonna figure out what the differences are. So we're gonna start in the Proton PhysiX because it is the older one of the two. So it features the atomic core, which in 15 pounds is an RG of 2.48, 053 differential, 017 intermediate differential, NEX cover stock that comes out of box at a 2000 grit finish, and the layout is 30 by 5 by 30. So now we're going to take a look at the Nova. So the Nova features the ignition weight block, which in 15 pounds is an RG of 2.49, so one tick higher than the Proton PhysiX. Has a max differential of 052, which is one tick lower than the Proton PhysiX, and an intermediate differential of 019, which is two ticks higher than the Proton PhysiX. So all in all, very similar cores. And then the cover stock on the Nova is the R2X hybrid reactive cover stock that comes out of box at a 3000 finish. But in today's video, these are both finished at a new 2000 pad, so they can be as similar as possible so that we can see what the differences are. And then the layout is the same as the Proton PhysiX, being 30 by 5 by 30. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys have a Nova or a Proton PhysiX. What are you seeing the differences are, and which one is your favorite and why? So let's get on the lanes. We're gonna be on a fresh, typical house shot here at Sam's Town. All right, so we're gonna start in the Proton PhysiX because it is the older one of the two. We're gonna be pretty far left here. Such a good motion. So what I'm seeing already is this ball is very early, very smooth. This is going to be interesting compared to the Nova. Big Daddy Proton. Any of my Big Bang Theory watchers out there? Professor Proton here. Jeez. So I said it in my original review of the Proton PhysiX. This ball is just fun to throw. Oh, miss in though. Hold. So this is gonna be interesting because this Proton PhysiX, I said it when I originally reviewed it, it is a fun ball to throw. And when there's oil in the middle part of the lane and a little bit of bounce, it is fantastic. So now we're gonna get into the Nova, and I'm gonna get into the same spot that I was just at with the Proton so that we can see what the differences are between these two bowling balls. And then one thing we didn't talk about, because I'm smelling it right now, is the scents on these balls are vastly different. On the Proton PhysiX, it is frosted cupcake, which smells really good, subtle, not super strong. And then on the Nova, it's cherry apple slush, which smells great, but it is a little bit stronger of a scent, if you guys even care about that. So let's get back on the lanes. All right, first shot here with the Nova. Again, from the same spot I was just at with the Proton PhysiX. Oh! All right, so the Nova's a little quicker down lane, so I'm gonna move like a couple boards in and get into the oil a little bit more. Missed right by a bunch. Wow, that was horrific. All right, that last shot was atrocious. I'm not trying to get the ball that far right. So let's throw a good one here. That's a good one. Light, but I'll take it. All right, I got a little bit of a hot take when I get back to the desk, so let's throw a couple good ones and we'll talk about it. That's a good one. All right, last shot on the Nova before I get back into the Proton. All right, so this is what I'm seeing. These balls are way, way different. The Proton really wants to get into a roll super early, doesn't want to jump off the friction, very control, whereas the Nova is, man, way cleaner through the fronts. It's not a very clean ball, it's still a strong ball, but it's way cleaner through the fronts than the Proton, and it wants to shape a little bit more, or a lot more, than the Proton. So because of that, I'm thinking that if I start in the Proton from a little bit straighter, and then once I got to get in and shape it, like when the Proton starts to kind of bail a little bit down lane, I'm going to be going right into the Nova. Now, I'm definitely going to need some volume to be able to do that. On a fresh typical house shot, maybe we'll see, but on the fresh, I'm team Proton for sure on the fresh. But as they transition, as they develop, I'm really gonna like this Nova, because that's when I really like the Novas, when I can get in and kind of bend it a little bit. So we'll see what happens as the video develops. So let's get back on the lanes. All right, back in the Proton PhysiX. I'm gonna move a little left, not anything huge. This is the part of lane I like this ball anyway. Oh, that has to fall. See, Nova from there strikes because it's quicker. So I'm gonna move a couple boards right here, back in the Proton. That's gonna strike. Yeah, Proton from a little straighter into Nova from further left. Money. Money! All right, last shot on the Proton before I get back into the Nova. So yeah, the Proton PhysiX is probably the most fun ball that I've ever thrown. It's a really fun ball to throw. It lets me just throw my normal speed, follow through to the sky, and it matches my game really, really well. And I'm thinking, and I'm doubling down on this, that the Proton into the Nova, I think, is gonna be a really good little 1-2 punch. So now we're gonna get back on the lanes, get back into the Nova. I'm gonna move a little bit, I'm gonna inch left a little bit with the Nova, because that's when I think this ball's gonna be really good. So last time I let you guys know when I had the front 4 and I finished it. I have the front 3 right now this game. So we're gonna, I mean, it's probably not gonna happen again, but just wanna let you guys know. So now we're gonna get back into the Nova. Let's throw some good shots. All right, so we're in the Nova, and again, just a little bit left. See, I don't know, I just feel like the Proton from there leaves that 10 pin where this Nova slapped it out. Oh my God! You guys want to know why I left that 8 pin? Because bowling, that's why. God. Because bowling. Guys, that 8 pin was dirty. 8 pin was dirty. Had the front 4, blasted an 8 pin. And it's been happening a lot to me recently, and I don't know why, but it has been correlating with me executing better shots. So I don't know what to tell you, because I've executed 10 straight really good shots between the Proton and then into the Nova. So my game right now, I have the first 4, 8 pin, I reset it, struck, so that's a spare, then a strike. I mean, I don't know, if we finish this off and it's 279 with an 8 pin, that'd be pretty cool, I guess. So now we're gonna get back into the Proton, and again, nice and straight, not straight, but keeping it more up the boards, whereas the Nova, I'm shaping it more. And you guys requested this video a whole lot for me to compare these two balls. And what I'm seeing so far, I think we're 20 shots into this video, is that they're both really strong, yes, but they're different enough where you can definitely warrant having both of them in the bag if there's enough volume. If you're bowling in a very low volume center or a lot of friction, I wouldn't recommend having both of them. But if you're building like a tournament arsenal that's like a little bit of an extended arsenal into 9 balls, maybe even in a 6-ball arsenal, you can warrant having both of them in the bag. So let's get back on the lanes, back into the Proton, see if I can keep throwing some strikes. All right, back into the Proton PhysiX. Again, shallower angles with this ball. Give me more Proton here. Missed in a little bit. I just want to say thank you to everyone who told me to get this ball. Oh, that's a horrible shot. Wow. All right, definitely have to execute better than that. So let's do that here. There we go. Come on. So far I'm 13 out of 14 with this ball. One miss was that flat 10. Let's make it 14 out of 15. Maybe. So guys, this is just another one of those examples where, yes, I'm on staff with 900 Global because I choose to be. So whether you want to acknowledge what I'm saying is true, or if it's biased, or whatever the case may be, just look at the ball motion on the lanes. That speaks for itself. And I always hammer that down because I'm on staff because I choose to be, because I believe in the product. And because of that, you guys should really be trusting in what I'm saying, that it's not going to be a biased opinion. And if you, again, and then if you think it is biased, just look at the ball motion on the lanes. I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, it's pretty hilarious, actually. And so with the Proton PhysiX, I went 14 out of 15, really good shots. The one shot that I flat 10'd was when I got a little bit too far left, but when I kept my angles a little bit more shut down from a little bit straighter, the Proton was phenomenal. So now we're gonna get back into the Nova, and we're going to creep a little bit further left again, create that angle, because I think that's where this ball really shines. And this ball, just in case you're wondering, I had the front 4, that brutal 8-pin. I reset the rack and struck, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. So if I strike the first ball, with the Nova, it'll be a 279 game, which, again, speaks for itself. I've thrown some pretty damn good shots. So let's get back on the lanes, finish strong with the Nova. All right, last 5 shots here, all gonna be in the Nova. Hopefully it looks pretty good, continues to look pretty good. Oh, I'm gonna move just a hair left off that 9-pin. That'll be really good. Yeah, the Nova from a little bit further in is it's just it. So guys, seriously, let me know in the comments which one of these two you think looks best for me. Oh, roll the 4. Just another 1 left off that. Just keep executing. So the Nova, once I got in and created that shape off of the Proton PhysiX, it looked fantastic. So guys, seriously, let me know down below in the comments and let me know which one of these two you think look best. I personally, I think I'm leaning more towards the Proton just because I like keeping my angles a little bit more shut down. But I know some of you guys really like the ball to hook. So just let me know down below in the comments. Guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I absolutely love doing this, and the support from you guys has been unbelievable. So thank you. We're not even close to done. The train will keep going. So click right here to watch my other videos. Click right here to subscribe. Use the links down below in the description. It helps the channel tremendously. Till next time.